Did you know there is a place in America where you can walk 85 miles from the highest point in the country to the lowest? Or that the US has an actual Mars testing ground, so convincing even geologists mistake it for the red planet? And what if I told you California holds 3 world records for trees that no other place on Earth can claim? These final 25 facts aren't just interesting, they're absolutely mind-blowing. Let's dive in. Fact 25. The United States has the world's largest collection of geysers. While Iceland and New Zealand are famous for their geysers, the United States actually contains over 60% of all the world's geysers. Yellowstone National Park alone has about 500 active geysers, more than the rest of the world combined. These natural hot water fountains require a rare combination of heat, water, and geological plumbing. With Steamboat Geyser in Yellowstone being the world's tallest active geyser, capable of shooting water over 300 feet into the air. Fact 24. America has more climate zones than any other country. The Köppen climate classification system identifies 5 major climate types with 30 subtypes, and the United States contains 28 of these 30 subtypes, more than any other nation. From the tropical rainforests of Hawaii to the Arctic, tundra of Alaska, from the scorching Mojave Desert to the humid subtropical southeast, the U.S. encompasses almost every climate type on Earth, allowing people to ski in Colorado, while others swim in Florida on the same January day. Fact 23. The Mississippi River's path has completely changed multiple times. The Mississippi River doesn't always stay in its banks, undergoing major course changes called evulsions. The most dramatic occurred during the New Madrid earthquakes of 1811 to 1812, when parts of the river briefly flowed backward. Fact 22. America has its own Serengeti. The American Prairie Reserve in Montana aims to create the largest nature reserve in the continental United States. Currently spanning over 400,000 acres, the ultimate goal is to link 3.5 million acres to create a protected area larger than Yellowstone National Park. This would restore the native prairie ecosystem that once supported vast herds of bison, elk, pronghorn in numbers, rivaling the Serengeti with bison populations already growing from a few dozen to over 800 animals. Fact 21. 3 of Earth's major tectonic plates meet in California. The San Andreas fault marks, where the Pacific and North American plates slide past each other. But Northern California is also influenced by the smaller Juan de Fuca plate. This triple junction near Cape Mendocino creates one of the most seismically complex regions on the planet, which is why Northern California experiences different types of earthquakes than Southern California, and why the volcanic Cascade Range begins at precisely this location. Fact 20. America has the world's second deepest canyon. While Hell's Canyon along the Oregon-Idaho border is the deepest in the United States at 7,993 feet, Kings Canyon in California reaches depths of over 8,200 feet in some sections, making it the second deepest canyon in the world, after Tibet's Yarlung-Tampo Grand Canyon. Fact 19. Connecticut is divided by time zones, though officially entirely within the Eastern Time Zone. Many residents of Greenwich, Connecticut follow what they call Greenwich Minute Time, not the international standard, but a local custom halfway between Eastern and Central time zones. Fact 18. America has one of the world's largest lava lakes. The Kala volcano on Hawaii's Big Island contains the Halema Amau crater, which has hosted one of the few persistent active lava lakes on Earth. During the growing season, the corn beety of the Midwest is so densely planted that it actually changes the local climate. NASA satellites have detected that this region increases local humidity by up to 15%. During summer months, as corn plants release water vapor through transpiration, this massive agricultural zone can be clearly seen from space as a deep green region that changes the Earth's surface reflectivity, releasing enough water vapor daily to fill 2,800 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Fact 15. The lower 48 states are farther north than you think. The continental United States sits much farther north than many Americans realize. Portland, Maine, is at roughly the same latitude as the French Riviera. Minneapolis is further north than Rome, and Seattle is farther north than Montreal, and roughly the same latitude as Paris. American cities don't experience similar climates to their European counterparts. It's primarily due to the Gulf Stream warming Europe and the lack of mountain ranges running east-west across North America. Fact 14. California has the world's tallest trees, oldest trees, and largest trees. No other place on Earth can claim this triple crown of tree superlatives. California's coast redwoods are the tallest. Its bristlecone pines in the White Mountains are among the oldest living organisms. Its giant sequoias have the largest volume. This remarkable concentration of record-breaking trees results from California's unique combination of coastal fog, high-altitude protected valleys, and Mediterranean climate. Fact 13. The center of population in the U.S. has moved 900 miles since 1790. In 1790, the center of population for the United States was in Kent County, Maryland. Today, it's near Hartville, Missouri. Having moved approximately 900 meters west and slightly south over 230 years, this statistical point represents where the country would balance if it were a flat surface, and every person weighed exactly the same, with recent decades showing movement southwest, as population growth in the Sun Belt outpaces other regions. Fact 12. America has a mountain taller than Everest. Mount Ia volcano in Hawaii stands 1,383 feet above sea level.
Oh.
But when measured from its true base deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, it reaches a height of about 33,500 feet, making it taller than Mount Everest, 2,932 feet, by more than 4,000 feet. The weight of this massive volcano has actually caused the ocean floor beneath it to sink by several miles, meaning the mountain's true size is even greater than these measurements suggest. Fact 11. There's a permanent whirlpool in the Gulf of Maine. The Gulf of Maine contains a permanent clockwise whirlpool called the Jordan Basin Gyre that never stops spinning. Approximately 30 meters across, this oceanic feature creates an isolated ecosystem that concentrates plankton and attracts rare species. The deep basin at its center brings nutrient-rich water to the surface, supporting the productive fishing grounds that have historically made the Gulf of Maine one of the world's richest fishing areas. Fact 10. 1/3 of all U.S. rivers flow through underground caves. The United States has more karst topography landscape formed by dissolving limestone than almost any other country. In states like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida, approximately 1/3 of all flowing water travels through underground river systems. Florida alone has over 1,000 meters of mapped underwater cave systems, creating unique ecosystems for blind fish and other specialized species, while making water management challenging since pollution can travel unpredictably through these networks. Fact 10. America has more hot springs than any country except Japan, with over 1,600 known hot springs. The United States has the second highest concentration in the world after Japan. The geothermal areas stretch from Alaska to Hawaii, with major concentrations in western states. Hot Springs, Arkansas alone has 47 separate springs that pump out nearly 1 million gallons of 143 degrees Fahrenheit water daily, which historically attracted visitors, including gangsters, presidents, and baseball players seeking therapeutic treatments. Fact 8. There's an entire prehistoric sea buried under the Great Plains. During the Cretaceous period, a vast inland sea called the Western Interior Seaway split North America in two. Today, this ancient seabed lies buried beneath the Great Plains, with Kansas, Nebraska, and other plain states regularly yielding marine fossils, including mosasaurs, ammonites, and prehistoric fish. The flat topography of the region is largely due to the sedimentary layers deposited on this ancient seafloor, which still influence groundwater resources through the Ogallala Aquifer, supporting agriculture across 8 states. Fact 7. America contains the world's largest living structure made by tiny creatures. Florida Keys are home to the 3rd largest coral reef system in the world and the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States, stretching approximately 360 meters from the Dry Tortugas to the St. Lucie Inlet. This living structure was built by tiny coral polyp over thousands of years, contains over 40 species of reef-building corals, provides habitat for more than 500 species of fish, generates over $4.4 billion in annual income for Florida's economy. Fact 6. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are getting closer. Every year, the San Andreas Fault in California is gradually moving the Pacific Plate northwestward, relative to the North American Plate, at a rate of about 2 in per year. This means Los Angeles is slowly moving towards San Francisco at roughly the same rate your fingernails grow. In approximately 15 million years, the coastline of Southern California will be adjacent to the San Francisco Bay Area, gradually bringing the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans closer together in relative terms. Fact 5. America has its own Stonehenge in Salem. New Hampshire stands America's Stonehenge, a 30-acre complex of stone structures and artificial chambers with astronomical alignments. Carbon dating suggests some structures could be over 4,000 years old, potentially making it one of the oldest man-made sites in North America. The site features a massive sacrificial table and complex chambers that align perfectly with solstices and equinoxes, though some archaeologists dispute its ancient origins. Fact 4. America has its own Bermuda Triangle of missing persons. The Bridgewater Triangle in Massachusetts covers approximately 200 square miles and has been the site of an unusually high number of unexplained disappearances and paranormal phenomena. Centered around the Hackamock Swamp, whose name means place where spirits dwell in Algonquin, the area has been considered mysterious by Native Americans for centuries. The swamp's unique geology creates unusual light effects, methane gas releases, and potentially hallucinogenic fungi that may contribute to its odd reputation. Fact 3. The highest and lowest points in the contiguous U.S. are just 85 miles apart. Mount Whitney in California stands 1,455 feet above sea level, making it the highest point in the contiguous United States. Just 85 miles away lies Death Valley's Badwater Basin, 282 feet below sea level, the lowest point in North America. This extreme elevation change over such a short distance is among the most dramatic topographical contrasts found anywhere on Earth, with both locations in the same county, Inyo County, California. Fact 2. America has an unearthly landscape NASA uses to test Mars rovers. The Mojave Desert's Mars-like terrain, particularly around Death Valley, is so similar to the Red Planet that NASA regularly tests Mars rovers in spacesuits there. The desert's stark landscape, mineral composition, and extreme temperature fluctuations closely mimic Martian conditions. The Ubaha crater field features volcanic craters that create a landscape so otherworldly that when photographed without context, even geologists sometimes mistake it for actual Mars images. Fact 1. The United States is still growing. Literally, while many countries have static borders, the United States is physically growing larger every year. The Hawaiian Islands continue expanding through volcanic eruptions. River deltas along the Gulf Coast deposit new land, and geological uplift in Alaska raises land above sea level annually. Meanwhile, isostatic rebound, the gradual rising of land once depressed by glaciers, is causing parts of Alaska and the northern United States to rise by up to 1.5 in per year, adding several hundred acres of new land annually. Ow! So there you have it. 25 mind-blowing geography facts about the United States that probably weren't in your school textbooks. From moving mountains to underground oceans and everything in between, America's landscape is even more fascinating than most of us ever realized. The next time someone tells you they know everything about U.S. geography, try testing them with some of these incredible facts.